Hello everyone, and welcome to the review of the new Parkside cordless screwdriver that has attachments. This model number is PAS D7. There were some other models that looked exactly like this and they had these attachments, but this comes under a new code. Sadly, I do not have an older version to compare it with, but nonetheless we are going to take a full overlook at this. We are actually going to review, test it, and see if this is any good, how it looks, how it feels, how it runs. So it comes in a plastic storage case with here the image that it defines it. So if you have multiple tools, you don't have to open all the boxes to see what is inside. And there we go. We get also some accessories here. So we get the manual in a lot of languages and with the full details of the tool right there, and of course the attachments. Charging cable, it doesn't come with a charger, so we get here a lot of different type of bits. We get here some extensions, and the tool itself, small, compact, light. This has only one single lithium-ion cell, so it's not very heavy, it's comfortable. You have the reversing button here, so it goes forward and reverse. It also has a position in the middle to lock it, so when you press this, it only turns the LED light, so you can use this as a flashlight for a short amount of time, so you can see the screw head. And it has a timer, so it's going to turn off automatically. You have here the battery charge, so when it's running it shows you not only arrow down, arrow up, which also will display the sense that it's spinning, but this also acts as a charge level. So if you are going to select the direction that you want to use it, it's going to show you that it's going that way, and when you stop, this lights up and shows the battery level. If I reverse it, it's going to show that it's spinning the other way around, and when I release it, it's going to show the battery level. The charging is done with a USB cable, and this is a Type-C charger, but it has one problem. If you look at this Type-C connector, you might say that it's a regular USB Type-C connector. Actually, this is a bit longer than a standard USB Type-C connector. I don't know if you can see that on the video, but it has at least 1 millimeter longer metal part here. So what happens when you use a normal regular USB Type-C cable? It's not going to latch here. This is not going to get caught in there. But if you use the original cable, this makes the click and holds in place very good. So you might find some cables that have a small tolerance and have this a bit longer. But if you do not find, then it's an issue. If you break or lose the original charging cable, you might not be able to charge this with a regular cable that you can buy from other stores. So take care of this USB charging cable, because you've seen why. And because we are talking about charging, I also want to show you something else interesting. So if I'm going to put this on charge, the indicator LEDs here are also going to turn into charging lights, and unlike other cordless tools from Parkside, which this meter is mostly analogical and measures the voltage of the battery, this one is actually digital, so it has a proper charging circuit and a proper logic board that shows the battery level. This is not the one that when you press the button to turn it on, all LEDs drop because of the voltage drop. So this is very accurate because it's controlled by actually a controller, not by a voltage divider that you get on other tools. So really nice, very interesting to have this, and I don't know why they are not putting this thing, which is much more accurate, on their bigger tools or on their performance series, and they are still residing to the old ones that are not accurate at all. Now moving on to the tool and the attachments. The tool itself has the hex mount here, so you can put extenders, you can, it's also magnetic, you can also put directly drive bits, so it's super compact and it works right away, so you don't have to put any kind of attachment here. But if you want to do more detailed jobs, or you have to do other things, for instance, on using the tool this way, you do not have torque control, but you get the torque attachment. So you have this attachment that has the torque adjuster, and you have here a big screw and here a small screw, so you can rotate this and adjust the torque. And you actually have a table here in the manual where it says the presets for the torque. So each of that represents a torque approximately rated here. So you have here a Newton meter. So step 1, sorry, it's not English here. Let's see, where is it? Here is it. Level 1, 0.44 Newton meter, and so on up to level 10, where it has 3.4 Newton meter. It's interesting that this also seems to be a torque demultiplier, because the tool itself should have 10 Newton meter without any attachments added to it. Right, to install the attachments, you need to take this protective rubber cap, and this actually is kind of annoying to take off, because you need something like 3 hands, or a hand with 10 fingers or something like that, because you need to somehow squash it and pull it from one side until it gets off. So I managed to do that. So probably I will keep the tool without this when I'm using it, because it makes changing of the attachments really annoying. The attachments themselves have this simple plastic clip, and they can be attached in several positions. You can fit it something like this way, right? And you can also rotate this to something like 90 degrees, so it works in 90-degree angles. So now I have torque control on this attachment, and if I want to use the offset one, of course I can also fit this in 90-degree angles, so it's now top. Or if I want it to go on side, you need to rotate it a bit so it catches into the hex holder, and then I have here on the side part. And of course I can rotate this in 90-degree angle increments, and you get the idea. This one, the corner one, the 90-degree, it's the same thing. And of course this also works in 90-degree angles, so you can take it out, rotate it 90 degrees, and you can do your job with it. Then the most interesting attachment is the cutting one that we are going also to test. And the cutting one also permits installing it on the 90-degree angle, so this makes it very comfortable when you want to cut something, so the handle will not be in the way when you are cutting things. For instance, if you want to cut a box, the top of a box, and going with the handle in the box could be a problem. So this is a way to do it, or even do it in extreme ways, such as putting the blade this way, and you can use this like this to cut. Also, you need to take caution when you are using the blade. You need to have proper rotation of this one, otherwise it will not cut. And let's test it. Let's see if it cuts something. So this commercial here, commercial magazine, has 40 pages, 20 sheets of paper that are very thin, but at least there are 20 of them. I'm going to rotate for this test this attachment this way, because it makes me feel more comfortable this way. So let's see if it does something. It's great at making confetti, because it cut through all of these in one single pass. It's not very fast when cutting, but that's not because it doesn't have power, because this has a tiny motor. It needs a lot of demultiplication, and that reduces the speed of the spinning blade, but at least it has lots of torque. But if it has a lots of torque, then it means that it should cut some thicker cardboard, and I have here cardboard reinforced with tape, and let's see if it cuts this. It actually goes faster through cardboard. It actually goes very fast. Sometimes you have the sensation that it's not going to do it. It has here this corner, and when you are cutting, it passes through this, and sometimes the cardboard will hit this or the rear part of this, so you need to wiggle this tool a bit so it goes in and doesn't catch there. You can see here it's going to hit in the adapter there, but you can actually destroy cardboard boxes with ease. So the cutting tool works really nice, and also you can see here this small part. This is a self-sharpening mechanism, so this rubs onto the back of the blade and it's always sharpening it. So this is going to last and for a long period of time, and it's always going to be sharp. And theoretically you should be able to find new blades to replace them when they are too worn out to be self-sharpened again. But chances are that you are not going to buy this only for cutting cardboard with it. You are probably going to use these adapters here, and actually no adapter, just to screw things in. So here's a piece of wood, and let me see what screws should I get from here. I'm going to take one of these. This is 60mm long and 5mm wide, just an idea of its size. So let's see if this is going to go in directly. No attachment used. And let's see if this has enough force to do it. I need to change the drill bit. This is not good, the attachment, not the drill bit, this one. Okay, seems to go in rather good. Let's see, lots of power there. It tries to twist my arm, and it's not the fastest in the world, but it went through. No problem there. Probably if it's going to be a very thick piece of wood, it's going to stop after some time, because it's not going to have the power to push the screw full in, like going this way. But I'm going to try it, but probably the wood is going to crack. Let's try it this way. So this is getting very interesting here, and absolutely amazing. Of course, this is not a strong wood essence, it's something like light wood, but nonetheless it's impressive. It went fully in. Let's see if it's still able to take it out. No problem taking it out either. Oh, this is very hot. So you can see it has lots of power. Let's try it with the torque attachment. Let's see if this does do anything. Oh, forgot to take this. Alright. Okay, and I'm going to use the where is it? I put this rotated. I'm going to use the smallest amount of torque. Let's see what happens now. Okay, so I'm going to try it this way first. And yes, the torque clutch has been engaged, so it works as it should. So I'm going to go some levels up, and now it's going too easy because the wood has cracked. But the torque attachment works. That's what I wanted to see. When you are using this kind of wood, as you've seen, going in with the lowest amount of torque stopped the screw but didn't break the wood. So yes, it works. So what's my verdict on this? Definitely get it because it's super cheap, and you can see that it has a lot of power and it has great value with all the adapters included, because you definitely are going to need some of these at a moment in time, and you are going to be very sorry that you do not have them. Even though if you have more powerful tools, this has its own target of things, so you can use this at finer jobs, and it still gets enough power. And actually it has plenty of torque, so the torque attachment is useful, because when you get usually this type of small tools, they come like this with no torque adjustment, and you often break screws, small screws, or destroy things that you try to screw in or take out. So you can mitigate that with this adapter, which is great and not found on a lot of small tools like this one. So that was it for now. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and maybe I have answered some of your questions. As you can see, even my assistant has found this to be interesting. So until my next video, see you and bye bye.